Tripping. Sorry, I'm tripping. What's going on, folks? You know what time it is. You can tell I'm not in my normal habitat. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in a DR. You know, it's been a nice, long, awesome week. I won't even hold job. Anyway, you're listening to the Urban Sports Scene and Bowie TV pregame show. The 1 and 2 Baltimore Ravens are back home and are ready to take on the undefeated Buffalo Bills on Sunday Night Football. I'm Bowie. The homie Ray Jeezy is out. This show would normally start actually before the Ravens game, an hour before the Ravens game. But again, like I said earlier, I'm in the DR, so I'm trying to live my best life. But real quick, before we get into all that, hey, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Make sure you subscribe to the Urban Sports and YouTube channel as well. Also, this show is being streamed on Bowie TV YouTube channel as well. Subscribe there too. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG at Urban Sports Scene and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also, join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. All right, let's get to the rundown. Here's what we have on tap. We'll chat with Bowie TV's Ravens beat reporter Carita Parks, and we'll talk about the Ravens prep work in this game, Sunday night's game. We'll also talk about the keys for Ravens victory and provide predictions. Then we'll finally select our Ravens fantasy football selection for the day. But right now, I have founder of Double Take Sports and Bowie TV's Ravens beat reporter Carita Parks on the show. She will be reporting from M&T Bank Stadium tonight. Let me log her in. What's going on? Like, hold on, my stuff here is kind of wacky. Got her here. It's kind of wacky. Hold on, wait, you know what? I know, fam. Here we go. Told y'all it's kind of wacky. What's going on, Carita? Let me make sure you got your. Now I feel better. Now I feel like life is right.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Life is right. We in here. All right. So first off, how are you doing today, Carita? How are you doing today?
I'm good. I got my coffee. It's about to be a long night.
Yeah, it's been I know for you, yeah, it's a busy night. How is like doing Sunday night games for real? Like, what's the like getting yourself situated?
I mean, the vibe is amazing, but okay. I don't think what people realize is, you know, as reporters, we're at the game really early. Yes. So I'm shooting to get there around like 5 or 6.
I was going to ask you that. Okay.
Right, which means I gotta leave where I'm at.
Yeah. Don't give too much information. Don't give up so much information. But go ahead.
Oh, true. I just gotta leave early.
yeah.
Looking out. I just gotta leave early. That's the point of it all. So even though it's a night game, it's not like I have all day to chill.
Facts.
I gotta get as soon as we done. I gotta start getting ready.
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, dang, a Sunday night game, and you got to drive out there and then leaving.
Oh,
too.
That's gonna be
so you're still in terms of, and we're gonna get to the actual game, but like when you do your obviously, you know, you're in the locker rooms, you know, press conferences, you're interviewing. I mean, then you're doing your stand-ups. How long is that whole process? Like, and just give our listeners that type of vibe. How long is that whole process?
I mean, so an 8 o'clock game is probably gonna be over 9, 10, 11 something, 11:30 probably 11:30. And then it's probably like probably like an hour or so for me after the game, hour and a half, because I also am putting content out.
Facts.
And you know, giving content back to my team so they can get it out. So I probably won't, you know, it'll be probably a 1, 2 o'clock in the morning type of day.
Sheesh. God bless you. God bless your soul. I respect you reporters out there in the world. The homie Cam said, "What's up?
What's up? What's up?"
All right. Let's get into this Baltimore Ravens talk, shall we? Let's get right into it. So, first off, before we get into the actual game itself, you know, well, we'll go this route, the injury side of things. There are some injured O linemen on the Ravens offensive line going into this Bills games. Any major concerns on folks who may not be able to play tonight?
Well, I'm concerned about any of the injuries on the offensive line just because they finally came together last week and figured some things out. Andrew Voorhees is more than likely. Coach says he's a game time decision, but he's doubtful, and I don't see him playing. He didn't practice this week.
Gotcha.
he had on workout clothes. So, I mean, I'm concerned about that. And then Tyler Linderbaum, he's questionable. I feel like he probably will play.
Okay.
But at the same time, when you're injured and you're playing through injury, you're not 100%. So, I'm concerned about those injuries on the offensive line. Like Daniel, he did not practice. I think, it was Wednesday, and then he was limited Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And he was full on Friday. But still, like I said, when you're beat up like that, you're not 100%. So I'm hoping that does not impact the O-line.
How, like you said, obviously you're going against the Buffalo Bills. They got Von Miller. How essential is it for this team to kind of like have the O-line ready for Lamar, and also the running game it's not just Lamar, but the running game.
I mean, you mentioned like you got guys like Von Miller. I mean, you've got some aggressive defensive linemen on the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they're going to have to, this is a young offensive line. Yeah. They're going to have to be just aggressive because you're going to have aggressive defensive linemen that you're going against.
Yeah.
So that's going to be important. And also for Derrick Henry to have a successful game, the O-line's going to have to hold up. We saw what can happen when they do in the Cowboys game, and he was very effective, and they won that game, although, they had their fourth quarter woes.
They won. That's going to be positive. They won.
They did win. They won. You know what I mean? So the offensive line is going to be key in all the games, but we have to continue mentioning them just because right now it's about consistency.
True. Speaking of Derrick Henry, obviously he had a big game against the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And so it's the whole thing, but this is the game too. It's Thursday. It's Sunday night football. It's prime time. You got Josh Allen on the other side.
Undefeated.
And, undefeated, and you got Lamar, who's an elite quarterback as well. So, in terms of this game, your prediction and your thought process, who do you think this game plan is going to be tailored more to? Will it be something like that we saw against the Dallas Cowboys, where it would be a Derrick King Henry show, or will it be more of a show? I mean, Lamar, do your thing, prime time, be spectacular. Where do you think this team will lean on?
I mean, for me, I believe that just listening to the Ravens, like they expect Lamar, like they know Lamar is going to be spectacular.
Yeah.
Every Sunday that he goes out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's so key for them to continue to get Derrick Henry involved. Not to necessarily, like at first I was like, well, to alleviate some pressure off of Lamar. But honestly, when we look at the Dallas game, Lamar was still Lamar. What I feel like was so key in that game is the fact that the defense had to deal with Lamar and Derrick Henry. So then they were getting tired out, and that kind of opened up the pass game as well. So I think I still think we need to see them lean on Derrick Henry a little more. But Lamar is going to be Lamar. Like, I think I probably said that last week. And he's going to put the game on his back if he feels like he needs to.
Man, 912 says muggy weather, so I expect a lot of Derrick Henry. You agree?
That's what I said, too. I mean, that's what I said earlier.
Weather. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I said that earlier on Twitter that with the weather, I expect to see a lot of Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I think that I'm interested to see if he's going to get 25 carries. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like that's the key. I'm a big fan of Derrick Henry. I mean, I've always been. Regardless of where Derrick Henry's at, I've always been a big fan of Derrick Henry. I just think that in terms of his running style is old school. He gets you tired in the fourth quarter. There's so much you can do after that. He beats a defense into submission. He's bully ball. You know what I mean? So I would like, I do see the issue of why it is hard for the Ravens to say, okay, are we going to lean all on put our emphasis on Derrick Henry? Well, you got this Maserati on Lamar who's amazing. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's the truth. Like, it's hard. Truth. It's hard, like, because it is a winning formula with Derrick Henry, and it's a winning formula. If you do it, you showcase him. It's not like Lamar is Tannehill. He's way better, but then you still Lamar is the face of this whole team, and he could just do special things to the football. So it's trying to find that even blend because you do want Derrick Henry to get those 20 plus touches. I mean, 20 to 25, well, 25 carries in my opinion, because then you're getting the best out of him. But on the other side, you don't want to get the ball out of Lamar's hands, because he can make uplifting plays for the whole team. You know what I mean? So it's tough.
It is a tough balance, but I do feel like last week they kind of found it, right? Because Derrick Henry, he did have those 25 carries, but Lamar was still a huge factor. Like he got the opening touchdown. When it came down to getting that first down in the fourth quarter, that pass to Zay Flowers, although that wasn't Lamar running, I mean, that was Lamar.
That was true.
Completing a clutch pass to Zay Flowers, and then that fake to Zay Flowers, Lamar took it himself, and that saved the game. So I feel like it's just going to be a matter of Lamar figuring out, when he needs to make those big plays, which I feel like he did last week.
Yeah, he definitely did. I get it though, because I was even battling myself. I'm like I said initially, like I want them to give the ball to Derrick Henry. Then I was like, do I really? Is that fair? I had to question myself. Is that fair? Like, because Lamar is Lamar. It's just like anything. Like you have, I don't care what genre, what kind of quarterback you are. You have Tom Brady, right? Awesome quarterback, arguably the GOAT, and like you may have a Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
But you're saying to yourself, do I want to throw the ball like 30 times? But I got Derrick Henry. Like that wins. You know what I mean? That wins too. So it's definitely it's an interesting problem to have. But I agree with you. I do think the Ravens did find that even blend. The fourth quarter, I do feel like I get what Lamar was saying. Like in the fourth quarter, we should have still called the game plan, not just run the ball, like do some other things, others out, because now they're geared to trying to stop Derrick. Let me kind of like do my thing now. You know what I mean? So I understand where Lamar is coming from, because as a play caller, you do kind of want to play it safe because you got this team beat. So you don't have to, put the ball in the air and risk an interception or whatnot. So I understand where Lamar was coming from. So I'm interested in this game against Buffalo if they flip the switch a little bit. Like, all right, they start early with Derrick Henry or whatnot, and then Lamar is able to, do his thing in the fourth. They're allowing him to it's almost like, to be honest with you, it's like a Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan type of thing. Like the first three quarters, or like, you know what, go ahead, do your thing. That fourth quarter is mine though.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. It definitely will be. We got to see, where they are in the fourth quarter. I'm hoping that they do. I mean, I agree with Lamar with what he's been saying all week, is that he wants to stay aggressive. And, I don't disagree with that whatsoever, because they did stop Derrick Henry more effectively in the fourth quarter.
So, yeah, they did. They had to. They were going to get beat to oblivion if they didn't. So Ravens coordinator Zach Orr has a lot on his plate with Josh Allen. We talked about Josh Allen a little earlier. He's arguably, I know it's a short sample size in the season, but you can say he's up there in MVP for this short sample size. Did he say anything during the press conference about the ability to try to defend against a Josh Allen during his pressers this week?
I mean, that was asked. I don't remember exactly what he said, if I'm being honest. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, he's a challenge.
Yeah. It's just a vague thing, not like nothing.
Oh yeah, but basically, like he's a challenge to defend, because he's not as dynamic as Lamar when it comes to the running, but he can run. But he can pass the ball too. And so, they understand that that's going to be a challenge. They're kind of dealing with a quarterback that's not one-dimensional. And so he did acknowledge that it's a challenge to defend Josh Allen. But of course, they're not going to give away the secrets on how they're going to do it.
All that. No, because actually, I'm reading a tweet from somebody is asking about where at Dub P23 is asking you, Carita, when did you get that red in merch? You're talking about your shirt. They're just interested in the shirt, your merch.
When did I get the red? Oh, I've been had it.
Yeah, she's been had it.
Yeah, it's there's several colors.
Yeah, okay.
Go to the website, check it out.
There you go. See,
I'll drop it.
Yeah, everything's business. You got to make sure drop the website. So everything's business. Got to make sure everything's a hustle. Everything's a hustle. But yeah, I agree. I do think that Josh Allen it's going to be with similar issues when you're checking a Lamar, right? You got to worry about what they can do freestyle plays. And he's playing like he hasn't thrown. I believe Josh Allen hasn't thrown a pick, so he's going to be. He's played at a high level. I know a lot of people thought he wouldn't play this well with Stephon Diggs and some of his other weapons being gone from Buffalo, but it's giving him more freedom, more autonomy to be like a real quarterback and not feeling pressure to give the ball to somebody. Now he can spread it out without somebody demanding for the football, right? So I do think for the Ravens defense, that's going to probably be more of the challenge about figuring out, a guy that it's easier to know. It's easier to defend a guy where you know he's trying to focus on one person, right?
Yeah.
Now he's a better quarterback where he's seeing the whole field and spreading the football. So I do think the challenge for the defense is just to kind of key on Josh Allen per se, not even like an individual on the outside, key on him and try to kind of put pressure on him, like anything, put pressure on the quarterback or whatnot. So it's going to be
really effective against I don't think he's had that many sacks either through these games too. So he's been effective. I mean, teams have definitely been blitzing, but he's been good against it. So
no, I totally agree. So I guess let's get to it. Like, would you say, let's first off, what are your keys for a Ravens victory?
Well, what we just talked about.
I thought so. There you go.
Yeah, slowing down Josh Allen. The pass rush is going to be, the pass rush is key, and I feel like in almost every game, but especially this one, like you got to get to him. Just to throw his game off a bit, because like you said, he has weapons, he can spread the ball. Like you can't let it be easy for him. That's the first thing. And then that takes me into the second one, which is defending the pass. Like that's where the Ravens have gotten beat in these past few games, middle of the field in particular. And Josh Allen, I key on this in this game because Josh Allen, like he's a great passer.
Yeah, he is.
And so making sure they clean that up, and all I've heard is like it's communication and everybody has to be on the same page. So there's no real answer to what the problem is there, but they got to figure it out, because tonight's a night where that could definitely bite them, and not just like in the fourth quarter, but in the game period. Pressure Josh Allen, defend the pass, the run, like stay committed to the run, whatever that may look like. Like I said, I feel like they found some success with Derrick Henry last week. I think teams know what Derrick Henry is capable of, so they're always paying attention to him. But after a game like that, the defense is going to be trying to stop Derrick Henry. So I just stay committed to the run. You got Justice Hill back there too, and they've been using him pretty well too to complement Derrick Henry. And then my last one is just stay aggressive all 4 quarters. Like so far, we've seen the Ravens play 3 good quarters. This is a game you can see them play all 4 quarters.
You spoke to Justice. I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna go to your keys, but you spoke to Justice Hill. How was that? What was that interview? And it's shown on Bowie TV, and it's also shown on your platforms. What was that interview about? Like, what was the makeup of that interview?
Yeah, so I talked to him about signing his 2-year extension. He's talked about that quite a bit, so I didn't get into the things that he's already said. But I was just, one of my first questions was when a team signs you mid-season, or it sends you, mid-season, does that give you an extra layer of confidence? And he was like, yeah, because you don't have anything to think about. You're not thinking about like, at the end of the season, you got to, head to free agency. You could just play more freely because you're not worried about a contract. I talked to him about playing with Derrick Henry and what's that been like. And that's because I think it was last week against the Cowboys, I asked Derrick Henry, how he felt like they were complimenting each other. And of course, Justice said
you're good.
Amazing to play with him. He called him a Hall of Famer, a great person, great friend. And he said, going to battle with a teammate like that is, definitely makes you better. And then just talked about how the running group as a whole, like once they get Keaton Mitchell back, just like how dangerous they can be as a unit. And then we just talked some, personal stuff, him as a family, him as a family man, what he does when it's not football season, which is spend time with his family. He also has some barber skills. So we talked about that. He said he retired, but he said
Okay.
he's nice. He said he's still nice with the Clippers, though.
Okay.
On him.
Everybody think they're nice with the Clippers. Like that aren't actual. Like, is he like a licensed barber?
Well, he said he hasn't done it in a while, so I didn't ask if he still has it.
Man, everybody used to think. I used to think I was sweet my Clippers. I wasn't. So it is what it is. Everybody, when you have Clippers, you think you kind of own the game.
Wait, I do just.
Go on,
anybody listening, check out that interview. It's the one-on-one with Justice Hill. Like Wole said, it's on Bowie TV, on the Bowie TV YouTube, and also my social media page. But it's a great, well-rounded conversation. We talk football, what's going on this season, but like I said, we get into a little bit more about like who Justice is. So
yeah, I like the life. The life stuff is real cool because I think a lot of times football folks don't get to get a good idea who are these football players, right? Especially when they're rocking helmets. It's not like the NBA when you kind of can see a face or whatnot, and you kind of when you see a face, you kind of want to dive in more a lot of times when you like see an athlete. But the football players, the helmet kind of makes you feel like, I mean, you don't get to know them. I know it sounds funny, kind of weird though, but because of that,
not seeing their face like that during the game unless it's a sideline, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And people aren't paying attention to all that. You know what I mean? So it's different. It really is. I try to tell him to put it on the stream, but I'll read it on Twitter. At Dub P23, the individual who likes your outfit, he likes your merch. Says, do you feel the Ravens are still finding out the balance they want to use?
Yeah. Kind of what we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
I do. You know, it's interesting because you think like when you get a Derrick Henry, hey, like it's automatic. It's not just Derrick Henry though.
Yeah.
It's the entire, like there's a lot of weapons on that offense.
Yeah.
And I think getting them all involved at any given time is a work in progress. But that was also a positive last week. You know, like Pat Ricard was more the fullback. He was more part of the game plan. Charlie Kohler was more part of the game plan. The tight end. We saw Nelson Aguilar have a huge catch. So, like, they did do a good job of spreading the ball around more and it not being the usual suspects. But it's very clear that they're still like figuring out what that looks like. But all the coaches have told me that it's a week to week thing. Like they don't want it to be a situation where you know who to key in on every week.
No, I do. I believe that. I think I'm with you. I think that it's definitely better. It's better that way. I feel like it's better to kind of like spread it out, like the week to week. It's better for coaching. It makes it easier and it makes you more of a threat. It just does. It makes you more of a threat. So I totally agree with that. Let's see. He said Carita gave. Oh, hold on. Another comment from Dub P23. Carita gave her magic dude was enjoying answers. Her questions so relaxed as if they are old friends chopping it up. Or chopping shop.
The conversation with Justice Hill,
Yeah, he's talking about Justice Hill. That's what he's talking about. So he's giving you kudos.
Awesome, thank you.
Give him kudos. Appreciate it. Okay. Also, thank my man on. I say Mauer on X said this feels like a Lamar game. So yeah, people think this is gonna be the game for Lamar. I mean, it's prime time is Lamar time, so I'm not.
Yeah, Lamar's amazing in prime time.
Yeah, prime time is Lamar time.
He's got a good record in prime time.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
and at home, like prime time at home, just the vibe is like the all black, the crowd.
They rocking the all black. They're rocking the all black.
Ooh, all black. It was Adam Scheffner. He posted something today that said Lamar Jackson's 8-1 in home primetime games.
Okay. Lamar is going to. I think Lamar's going to show out. I have a big. It's going to definitely show out. But in terms of what you said earlier about your keys, I totally agree with all your keys. To be honest with you, I think it's essential for Owe to. I'm not gonna say with my throat accent. I'm gonna be pleasant with it. It's gonna be essential for Owe to be, for him to put constant pressure on Josh Allen. I think he will. I think he'll have an opportunity. I think the Ravens. Calvin Noy. He's been playing lights out. Calvin Noy. I think
Michael Pierce isn't playing. He's not necessarily. You don't see Pierce. Pass rushing as much, but that's a key defensive line player that's is projected not to play. So
so I think to your point, like that's the key. Like getting pressure on Josh Allen. I think those individuals are kind of guys that you can you hope to get home and get sacks on him.
And Matt BK.
Yeah, that's true.
All three of them need to be.
That's cool. Keep speaking my Nigerian brothers. Yeah, keep mentioning my Nigerian brothers. I feel so happy about that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So all of them.
They represent.
They represent. Team Niger. That's what I'm saying. Team Niger represent. But yeah. So I do. I mean, I feel like it's definitely. And I honestly, I want to see a big play from Kyle Hamilton. You know what I mean? Like he's a guy that I was so high on in college, and obviously in the league, he's been so good as a young player so far. But I want to see him make big plays. If you talk about the secondary struggling, I feel like when you got a playmaker like him in your secondary, it's time for him to make big plays to kind of get this team going. So,
and I don't think he's been 100%. Last week against the Cowboys, he was definitely more in Kyle Hamilton form, but there were still some plays he left there on the field. So I think, to your point, he needs to continue to be on the up and up.
Yeah,
be a factor in this game for sure.
Yeah, I just feel like he's got so much in his bag. Like you said, he was in his bag, but he's such a. I'm not calling him like the Ed Reed, back in the day, but I just felt like he's got that type of playmaking ability. Well, not that type, but
and he's so
good enough. Yeah, you know what I mean? A good enough playmaking ability to a point where when we talk about we're not happy with how the secondary is looking and they're giving up yardage and whatnot. You got a guy like that, I think Marlon Humphreys is actually playing good. Marlon Humphreys playing good. So I'm not.
But Lamar called him out for dropping interceptions. So I hope he gets one today and holds on to it.
Oh, I think he will. I mean, his coverage has been good. Actually, it's wild. It's their team. The Ravens is their secondary is a funny thing to me because I think Stevens, it's been solid to me, like in terms of his pressure, how he plays. But every once in a while, then he gets beat. Like I feel like his consistent play is good.
But a lot of people get beat every once in a while.
They do, though. They do. It's crazy because his coverage is really good to me at times. Like I'm sitting there, I'm impressed with his coverage. But then it's like there are times where I'm like, oh, okay. So, but I just feel like if he keeps his level of consistency, because it's there. Like I feel like it's there to be a top. To be honest with you, I feel like it's there to be a top tier corner because I like his physicality. I like the way he plays. It's just about keeping that mental toughness throughout the whole game. To your point, like keeping it throughout the whole game. Don't have those lull periods. You know what I mean? So
it's got to come together. We can't keep. I don't want to be talking about this next week. So
yeah, I feel you. No, I feel you. So in turn, let's give your predictions. What do you have going on? Score. Give me a score.
Okay, this is going to be a tough game because the Bills are undefeated, and
I agree.
They're not going to want to lose on national television.
I agree.
But then the Ravens have something to prove too. I am going to give them. I think I was going to give them like a 28-34 edge because the pass. I mean, I think they're still going to be the Bills. I think they're still going to be successful passing the ball. But the Ravens are at home. It's prime time. Like we said, that's Lamar Jackson's. This is his opportunity to shine.
Yeah.
So, and then they didn't get their last home win. So I'm going to give the Ravens the edge. It's not going to be easy, but I'm giving them the edge.
I agree with you. I think the Ravens get this W. I think they get it. I think that, they're too good to fall to be 1-3 and losing another home game. You know what I mean? Buffalo's a tough team, so it's no knock on Buffalo. I think, but I just feel like it's all about being desperate. I mean, I think when you're undefeated, you're not desperate. The Ravens are desperate to get back to 500 to get to pull their record to 2-2, and this is an opportunity to do it. So, in my opinion, and also so I'm in DR, so I don't know. So Just Dub said, "Yeah, I know. I'm rubbing it in, folks. I'm in DR. I'm living my best life."
Yes, you are. I don't know. The weather here. The weather.
I don't know the weather. I don't know what your weather is. Okay, I won't hold you. I don't know what your weather is. But he said, so what is the weather like? You said so it's definitely raining out there, right? It's going to be raining out there.
But by the time the game starts, it'll be cloudy and a little windy.
All right.
So, but the rain seems to be done for the day.
Okay. So the rain is done for the day. So it's going to be like nasty looking. So there you go, Just. It's going to be nasty weather out there. It's going to be nasty work. All right. I don't know what that weather looks like. I got to pull out here, so I'm gonna chill for a second. But I don't know. Like it's nasty work. You know what I mean? I don't know your weather. My weather, good. Their weather, don't know. I'm sorry, don't know.
Overcast. Overcast. But even though the rain has stopped, it's still like blah.
Blah. See, that's what I'm saying. So, but yeah. So the weather, I will say that the weather does play a part. 'Cause I feel like, I mean, the Bills have James Cook, who's a really good back. That's Dalvin Cook's little brother. But the Ravens have like a two-headed monster. You know what I mean? Like Carita mentioned, you got Justice Hill, and you have obviously King Henry. So I think that like I think that and you got Lamar. I think Lamar, even as good as Josh Allen is as a runner, the footing. Well,
it's different
does
though.
rain,
Like,
it's different though. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Yeah, because I feel like Josh Allen, he can run enough to extend the play.
Yeah,
but it's not the difference maker in the game though.
Yeah.
Like Lamar's running is a difference maker 9 times out of 10.
Agreed. And also it's like, but it's not going to rain, so it doesn't really matter though. I'm not going to put it that way. It's not going to rain.
We don't think it is.
Okay.
I mean, according to the forecast, now it could be misty though for all I know.
So I would say like there's differences between like being a power runner. And Josh Allen is a power runner. He's faster. Nothing to go wrong. He runs like a 4.5. Josh Allen is fast.
Downplaying that.
He is fast. But Lamar is 4.3 speed. So I do think it's a little bit. It'll be hard. He'd be hard to catch. So I just feel like.
And I think Lamar's still mad that he didn't feel like he was as fast last year as
he dropped weight, right?
Yeah, he dropped.
He dropped weight for it. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. He looks fast though. Lamar still looks fast.
Yeah,
he looks very, very fast.
I mean, he looked fast to me last year, but
I mean,
everybody, if he feel like he went fast,
exactly.
Do your thing.
Yeah, we're our own worst critics, right? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I feel like he know Lamar. He know who he is. All right, so give me a player. Cause last week you picked a good player last week, and they got money. Give me a player that you feel like is going to show out for our fantasy football pick. So give me a player you feel like is going to show out.
So this week, I'm going to go with Mark Andrews. The Mark Andrews
See, you think like me. Because I was going to do that too. I ain't going to hold you. Go ahead, though.
I feel like the Mark Andrews game has to come. And it's prime time.
Yeah, I agree.
As well. And I also think that teams are now know that the Ravens have other tight ends that they can depend on. So you can't just keep your attention on Mark Andrews. You got to cover likely. And Kohler's not as dangerous as Mark and Isaiah, but that he can make plays. So I think that this is going to be the game that Mark Andrews has been waiting for. And he's just too important to that offense for him not to be a heavy part of the game plan. So they got to figure that out. I think tonight will be the night.
Yeah, I can't keep picking my man Rashad Bateman. That's why Andrews is the guy I wanted. You know what I mean? Like I do. Like I think Andrews is.
I want to see him get going.
Yeah.
Just more consistently and it's not his fault. It just depends on the game, Yeah. But I would love to see him have back-to-back touchdowns because he didn't have back-to-back touchdown games last year.
Yeah. I will say this though. I feel like if it's going to be a Lamar game, I think it's going to be an Andrews game.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think if it's a Lamar game, it's going to be an Andrews game. I think I just think he's due. I think he's just and typically, like you said, to your point, he is due. And to your point, also, it's like usually it's wild with him. It's like he dominates in bunches. Like once he gets going, he gets going. You know what I mean? So I do feel like, and Lamar, that's like always. I mean, that's lack of a better phrase or term. That's just Lamar's boy. That's his guy. That's just his guy.
Like in real talk, Lamar is very level, right? If there's an injury, he's concerned, but he stays level. When Mark Andrews got hurt in that game last year, Lamar was like, you could see him reacting, which is out of his character. So like, that's how you know that even though he was having success with other people on the offense, but that's how you know, like, Mark Andrews is his guy. He was like done for, I mean, he got it done, but in that moment, he was like, yo, that's like my guy is down.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm gonna lie. This is also some social stuff. That's why I love sports so much. I mean, real. That's why I love sports so much. Team sports. It's because you can come from different backgrounds in life, and you can have this bond with somebody that doesn't look like you, don't grow up the way you grow up, or whatnot. and you could become like best friends or have that chemistry. Like, oh, that's my dude. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, man. That's a beautiful thing. I just had to put that out there. I just love that. I love that type stuff. It's a thing of mine. I just love it.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, before we end this awesome pregame show live from the DR and live from that area.
That's commitment, because if I was in the DR, you had to catch me.
Look, I'm telling you, Joe. Look, I told you, I'm committed. The hustle is real. Absolutely. I'm pulling the curtain for y'all. All right, I told my boy Ray he can do it, and he said he couldn't do it. I said, all right, man. You know what? I ain't trying no shows, man. Like, I was like, I'm gonna do it. And I got another show after this at 3:00. So you already know it. The hustle is definitely real. So I was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then.
But your celebration will be well deserved after all this.
I'm sure it will be. It will be.
Yeah.
Hey, before we end the pregame, how can folks catch you on social media and follow your content?
Yeah, so you can catch me at Carita Parks on all social platforms. All my Ravens content is through Bowie TV. So check out at Bowie TV Sports on all social media platforms, including YouTube. And then you can catch me writing and talking about other sports on my platform, Double Take Sports, at DBL Take Sports on all platforms.
Awesome. And don't forget y'all to tune in to our Ravens recap show Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. I'll be back in the States for that, so I'll be there.
Okay.
So,
it'll be with your presence.
Yeah, no problem. I try. It'll be on YouTube, IG, and Facebook Live. I have to make sure Facebook has been doing me dirty, so I have to make sure which one's live. So and Facebook Live. This also will be streamed on Bowie TV's YouTube channel too. So make sure. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good for this Facebook. Yeah, Urban Sports is good for Facebook Live. It's the other one that's. I have to think about that. Yeah. hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Is it Tom or Mark? Which one? Is it Mark? Yeah, Mark. Mark, you doing me dirty, bro. I'm just telling you. Real talk.
Is Mark? Facebook. I'm so confused now. Mark is still the owner of Facebook.
Is he? All right, Mark. You don't own it no more. Your peoples. If you listen, you'll get your peoples, man. They ain't doing right. Your meta people ain't doing right now. They're doing me dirty.
Just Dub said, y'all be good, even if you are in the DR. Wole with all caps.
I'm good, bro. Oh, I'm good, man. I'm always good. I'm always good. I'm always good, man. I'm always good. I'm using, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm good. Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'm on Terramana all day, every day. All right. Also follow us on X, which is at Urban Sports Scene, IG at Urban Sports Scene. I like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Make sure you subscribe to our Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel, also the Bowie TV YouTube channel, also Double Take Sports YouTube channel. Joe, subscribe to that too. You know what I mean? I got you. I look out. I got you. Check out the Urban Sports Scene's website, which is www.urbansportscene.com. You can also check out Double Take Sports website, which is like this is the
DBL Take Sports.
There you go. I got you. Anyway, man, thanks. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Always appreciate Carita. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene for ages. Yedig deuces. We are out. Peace.